You know that feeling, right, when you walk into a room and you are just convinced every single person is staring right at you, judging you? Well, that intense, sinking feeling, it actually has a name. And today, we're going to pull back the curtain on what's really going on. This is the spotlight effect.
Okay, let me paint a picture for you. One I'm pretty sure you've lived through. You're starting your day, feeling good, and then it happens. One tiny little drop of coffee lands smack dab on the front of your shirt.
And just like that, for the rest of the day, that tiny little dot feels like a giant, flashing neon sign. You are absolutely positive that there's a huge theatrical spotlight following you around, aimed directly at that one little stain for the entire world to see.
That feeling? That incredibly intense, self-conscious glare that feels like it's burning a hole through you? Well, that has a name. Let's talk about the imaginary spotlight.
If this sounds familiar, and let's be honest, it probably does, I want you to know something really important. You are not being dramatic, and you're definitely not alone. You've just fallen for a very common, very convincing psychological trick that your own mind loves to play on you.
So what is this trick called? It's the spotlight effect. And all it really means is that we have this built-in habit of thinking that people are paying way more attention to us than they actually are. We feel like the spotlight is on us, but is it really?
Okay, so if the spotlight is just in our heads, then what's really going on? Why does it feel so incredibly real? Let's get into it.
Honestly, the reason is kind of simple when you think about it. From the second we're born, we are the absolute center of our own universe, right? Every thought, every feeling, every embarrassing moment happens to us. So it's only natural that we just assume we're a pretty big deal in everyone else's world too.
But here's the beautiful, liberating truth of it all. Everybody else, they're busy. They're busy being the main character in their own story. They're worrying about their own weird comment, their own bad hair day, their own coffee stain.
Now, I know what you might be thinking. Okay, that sounds nice, but how do we know it's true? Oh, I am so glad you asked. Let me introduce you to the absolute best piece of proof, the Manilow T-shirt test.
So picture this. It's the year 2000, and some clever researchers at Cornell University set up this fantastic experiment. They grab a student, hand them what was at the time considered a deeply uncool t-shirt, one with a giant picture of Barry Manilow's face on it, and then they send them into a room packed with other students. Now, as you can imagine, the student wearing this shirt was just mortified. Before they walked in, the researchers asked them, hey, how many people do you think will notice your shirt? And totally consumed by the spotlight effect, this was their prediction.
50%. Think about that. They were convinced that 1 out of every 2 people in that room would stop, look, and notice their embarrassing shirt. In their mind, that spotlight was blinding. But then came the reality check. After the student left, the researchers asked the other people in the room what they remembered. And the actual number of people who even noticed the Barry Manilow shirt? It was less than 25%. Not 1 in 2, but fewer than 1 in 4. I mean, just look at this gap. This is what it's all about. On one side, you have our prediction, our fear, basically. And on the other, you have the reality. We consistently, massively overestimate how much anyone is paying attention to us.
So, what does this all prove? It proves that the student essentially hallucinated a giant spotlight that just wasn't there. The entire public spectacle, the embarrassment, the judgment, it existed only in their own head.
And look, this isn't just some quirky little fact about psychology. Understanding this is genuinely powerfully good news for all of us.
Seriously, think about all the things you can let go of now. You know that awkward thing you said at that party that still makes you cringe at 3 a.m.? Yeah, no one else remembers it. The time you tripped walking down the street, it was erased from everyone's memory about 5 seconds later. That bad hair day, to everyone else, it was just a day.
Here's the secret to it all. People aren't sitting around analyzing you. Why? Because they're way too busy being trapped under their own imaginary spotlight. They're worrying if you notice that they stumbled over a word, or that their shirt is a little wrinkled.
When you really, truly let that sink in, it leads you to one of the most liberating conclusions you can possibly reach in life. You are finally free.
So how do you actually make this work for you? It's really just a simple 3-step mental habit. First, the next time you feel that anxious, everyone's watching me feeling, just recognize it.
Just say to yourself, ah, there it is. That's the spotlight effect. Second, remember the science. Picture that Barry Manilow T-shirt. And third, knowing that it's all in your head, just act without fear.
This is your permission slip. It means you can finally go for it. You can dance like a maniac at that wedding. You can wear that ridiculously bright, bold outfit you love but were always too nervous to buy. You can start that blog, that project, that YouTube channel you've been dreaming about, but were terrified of what people would think. So please, if you take away just one thing today, let it be this. The audience is so much smaller and so much more forgiving than your brain wants you to believe. The imaginary spotlight has been turned off. The stage is yours. So the only real question left is, what are you going to do now?